Welcome to another Shock Force 2 scenario playthrough. This one's called Wadi Scouts. 𝗂𝗫𝗍𝗵𝗆 recently did a combat mission tutorial video on reconnaissance, and that piqued my interest on dedicated recon scenarios. Let's see what we got here. Our primary goal is to identify the location of the enemy HQ unit and the general displacement of opposing forces. The secondary goal is to locate the positions of suspected minefields. We are not to engage the enemy, and in fact we've got one organic Stryker platoon, so it's not much of an attacking force. In support and for demining we've got some engineers. The force totals 60 men, so mathematically speaking we could attack an enemy force of around 20 men if we go by the ratio of attacking with a 3-to-1 advantage. The weather is very harsh. Extreme wind, as you can hear from the audio, and also very hot temperature. The enemy is most likely second-class reserve units and spread quite thin over the defensive line, but they do have some mines covering the anti-tank ditch, I believe. They might get some mechanized formations for support. We are here to gather information to our HQ for better decision making. So if there's an opportunity we can use it, but it's most advisable not to engage the enemy. Our objectives are from 1 to 6. We've got touch objectives for 25 points each. They are most likely mined. And thus we get 200 points for spotting enemy minefields and 200 points for spotting enemy positions, especially the HQ unit. Here's the tactical map. We've got an 81mm mortar section for support and an engineer platoon coming in 5 minutes for marking the mines. Let's check out the map. Right away it seems like our force is exposed to enemy, so if they've got a tank or any effective direct fire weapon, my force is pretty much screwed, because the Strykers are not meant for straight on combat with a strong force. I don't know if it's an American doctrinal thing that you show up, that you come to the point, and it's better for the enemy to retreat. At least in exercise Arrow 18, the Americans had a habit of driving their Abrams to a very exposed location and then try to dominate the battlefield with their fire and armor, but it doesn't always work against the peer enemy. So what have we got here? Here's the ditch and the objectives. We've got some hills here for cover. There's some high ground. Looks like I could sneak some infantry closer. Maybe the engineers. It's a very open map, hard to hide, so perhaps that's one of the reasons why the Strykers are so exposed. That's the first problem I gotta solve, getting them to cover. Here's a good looking peak. Another one. And this big ditch. If I can drive the Strykers here, would be good for cover. I can even make some pop-up attacks, I think, if it's not too steep. And here's the Wadi, probably a dry, very dry riverbed. Enemy positions on some houses. Lots of litter. There's a certain ongoing war where I've seen plenty of prepared positions with a lot of litter, so maybe these are a hint on what's to expect. Sandbags, looks like ammo boxes. This takes to some place, might be a place where the enemy reinforcements might come. Lots of craters, so I think this position might have been bombarded already. Here's a winery or something, it looks like it's cultivated. Destroyed house, lots of litter. Some ground undulations. They've got some cover from my eyes. Low shrub, more litter and a house. And this is probably their most dangerous place or position since they've got the high ground with some cover. A great place for heavy weapons. Now let's plan some moves. I'll definitely want to use the peaks here and the gully for cover. Here's a recon platoon. Machine guns. Command. Machine gun. So I've got the HQ team. A team with a machine gun. Another one. This one hasn't got anything. I think I'd want to keep the machine guns back. Give them the javelins. The javelins are good for spotting too. And in case enemy gets mechanized reinforcements, they can promptly cover my forces that might be forward. HQ and a fire support team. I think I'd want the HQ and the fire support team up there. I'd like to have a machine gun team on the left and on the right flank. A machine gun team. Oh, now I got both of them here. Yeah, the HQ team and the machine gun team. These guys will be going up front. I'll give them some high explosive dual purpose grenades for the launcher. They'll drive a bit to the left and try to raise as much of dust to cover the rest of the advancing Strykers. I believe the red, yeah, that's Rocky I want to avoid that. That's not to break the vehicles, that's some rocky. Yeah, can't drive down from there. So right off the bat we're going full speed. These guys will take a partial hull down position. First platoon HQ is just one guy. I'll grab some more 7.62 ammo for the machine gun. Just a bit. It's very hot today. You might not want to get the boys too tired. Yeah, for now hold that position. If the engineers spawn over here, I might get them to go down, but I haven't got anyone sneaking to this foliage. Well, first I'll try to get some information about the field, and after that I'll formulate a plan about those touch objectives and the minefield. Now let's rush the forward observers to a vantage point. The Stryker is still a bit exposed. I've got to pause, I don't know if they're gonna dismount right away, so I'll cancel the order. So that's it, I've got one javelin in Overwatch, there's a machine gun, Mark 19s in Overwatch. All of the 50s are going to the right and the Mark 90s are staying to the left. Well, that's just how it goes right now. I can mix them up later. The machine gun team takes the jab. Platoon HQ can grab a javelin too, at least for the optics. They got the high explosive dual purpose grenades. They will also immediately dismount and start working on coming forward. At least this looks like a place coming down here. It's very exposed. I'll have to see later if the Strykers can be used to transport units closer, but right now I've got no idea what I'm facing. If they've got ATGMs, a tank of any type, recoilless rifles, BMP, anything that can penetrate the Strykers, then I'm in a bit of trouble. I'm hoping that this rapid movement to the right goes okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the briefing and planning phase of Wadi Scouts. Stick around if you wish to see more.